Hi, my name is Alicia Redshaw and I own Scrapbook Fantasies in Gladstone, Queensland. This scrap-along video was originally recorded live at the Scrapbook Fantasies Facebook page. If you would like to watch it live and see all of the live comments as discussed in the video, please go to the Scrapbook Fantasies Facebook page. Thank you and enjoy. Okay, hi everyone. Welcome. Okay. Oh look, there's a heap of you here already. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I said I was going to use alcohol inks in a different way, but I thought first I would just show you how you do a basic, alcohol inky thing. So you can use glossy paper or Yupo, or we have this product called Binko, which is basically the same as Yupo but a little bit cheaper. It's from an Australian brand. So Yupo and Binko are a plastic type product, but it's not really a plastic, it's not a paper, but it's a man-made. It's not made out of paper pulp. It's a man-made product that emulates paper, but isn't absorbent, so the alcohol ink sort of sits nicely on the surface. So if you're going to use alcohol ink, you need a well ventilated area, hence why I can hear my fan whooping. Got a bit more light from behind because I've got the window and the blind open, got the back door open, so we're trying to have it fairly ventilated in here. I'll try not to get lightheaded when I do this, but to do this, all you're going to do is get your alcohol ink. Now, you may have like Tim Holtz alcohol inks from Ranger, or we've got the new ones from Couture Creations, and you can get regular colours and pearl, and these ones are all $5.95. They're in our online store. These are like $7.95 and $9.50. Usually the exchange rate right now, they'd be a lot dearer. So you can hear that the pearly ones have a ball. So you shake that ball until, removing the price tag, put in the bin, until all this pearly stuff disappears. So I'm in a class with a heap of people. Actually, I think Marie's in class. Marie's been in a alcohol ink class in Brisbane recently where everyone was shaking their alcohol inks. It sounded like a maraca lesson. Okay, so you can see it's gone. So this is unshaken and this is shaken. I'm just going to press play so I can see where we're at. So you can see this is, mixed. This is not mixed. They're different colours, but they're similar but different. So this this colour's Intrigue, and it makes this sort of purpley colour, and this is a pearly pink. Okay. So what you would do if you were just going to do regular alcohol inks, would put down a bit of this blending solution. Some people use rubbing alcohol in place. Some people use other isopropyl alcohol-y stuff. Okay, it's just drops. I'm not squeezing, I'm just letting it do its own thing. Let's put a bit of this mineral color. I actually got this mineral. I'm doing one of my resin. Any of you that have purchased my resin items before might know that I do the big resin mermaids. I'm doing a mermaid. So I have a straw here that's here all the time. Don't breathe in, only breathe out. So I made a bit of mud just here. So let's just pop a little tiny bit of that. See how it sort of, when it drops down, it pushes it out. The alcohol sort of reacts with each other, and they create push out effects. That's a bit blobby there. So I'm just going to put a drop of, you can see that you can reactivate bits that have sort of dried. It dries pretty quick. So you can do sort of little spidery bits. Okay, so I have a bit of alcohol in here. And it's fairly, you know, fairly self-explanatory that it's, you know, this is how it does its thing. And that made no sense at all. So I'm going to grab something over here. Thought I was organised, but I just had this thought on the fly, as I do. And sharp scissors. Always sharp scissors with foil. Always. So this is just some Couture Creations foil. And see the dampy wetty bits? Well, oh, they're still a bit too wet. Not working how I wanted it to. It grabs on the sticky bits, but they're just not grabbing. They're too wet. Let's just leave it for a minute. That's a fail. Pity I can't edit that out. Usually when we use the other alcohol inks, let's just let's see if this works. So when we use the Tim Holtz ones, they remain sticky in places. They're not particularly good at drying nice. And look, these ones don't do it because these are better quality alcohol inks. Look at that. So we don't get left with sticky bits. So you can see that I'm wiping it off. Okay. So let's just put that down to it can't do that. These ones, it would stick to bits and pieces in it because these ones remain tacky in places and they get sort of dark bits in them, but these ones dry nicer. So there we go. Okay, so the point of I am going to try and use this on a project tomorrow because I think we're having like a Super Saturday crop tomorrow, so turn up anytime in the group and share what you've created, and yeah, we'll just keep posting all day what we create and commenting and sharing the love a bit. And it doesn't matter if you're Kirsty making a quilt or Naomi-Jon and I are going to be making some masks because we've been asked to make some fabric masks for the local area, yeah, you could be scrapbooking, card making, whatever you're doing. You don't even have to be creating. You could just be on there commenting and collecting ideas for when you do get the creative urge. Okay, so I did say I would show you how to attack one of these bulk packs from Celebr8. I know we sell a lot of these. I know a lot of people love them. I know a lot of people hoard them. And then I get comments that, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with this thing. There's so much opportunity in this. There's so many things you can do. It's really endless. So you can see, I haven't even broken the seal. So this is how I would attack one of these. So let's pop that aside. Okay, so we've got stencil. You've got some chipboard, transparency, an embellishment pack. We've got some pictures, with instructions of, so we've got a double page layout and we've got a single page layout. Now this is the February collection, which was called Letters to My Love. So that's the single and the double. Okay, so we'll pop those over there. We've got a piece of cardstock and we've got the pack. So let's open the pack. I'm going to keep this packet because we recycle these and use those to package my cutouts that I make. Okay, so we've got the top sheet, which has got these lovely bits on it, and we've got 2 pieces of this cool paper, and it's called Together, 2 pieces of Forever, and I think Together and Forever make a double page background. So we're going to put those aside. We're going to make a double. I know that already, that I want to make a double out of this pack. So we've got Always, we've got Remember, and that's what's inspired my choice of this blue alcohol ink, which I'm going to show you how to use it in a different way. And then we've got Memories. So I'm definitely going to fussy cut one of the memory sheets. So let's pop that over there. And I'm definitely going to fussy cut one of this Adventure, and Memories fell over. So I'm going to grab a leftover clip seal bag from a class, and in here I'm going to pop those 2 because I'm going to fussy cut those. I'm just going to completely fussy cut them. I'm going to use that for matting of photos, and I think I'll use that for matting photos. And then this sheet, which is really cool, I'm going to use these 4 and probably these 3 at least on, as they are, as little mini pieces of paper, little mini papers. Anyone that's been around in papercraft for a while might remember the company Junkets. Junkets used to release sheets with each collection that had little squares of pattern. But, you know, that was still back in the day when we only had a lot of single-sided papers, and we were still trying to get brands to go over to double-sided. So I'm definitely going to use these. And yes, I know I've got stuff on the back, but I'll use it too. So I'm definitely going to cut those ones up and use them as the little squares in a project, because that's one of my favorite things to do. These are really cool little additions if I make embellishments, so we'll keep that. And that can go into my fussy cut bag. And then this title block here would look really awesome on a layout, or it can be cut in 2 pieces and put on a card. Could be even put on a box to keep letters in. So that goes in the fussy cut bag. Okay, so let's turn this over. And the rest of that, so I've got this, got this one. I can fussy cut that. Let's just rough cut these out. So those 2, I'll be able to use that bit there. This piece and these 2 pieces. I don't know. I'll chuck that in the bag as well. I might be able to use that on something just to tuck out from somewhere. So let's put these. So they're going to go there. We'll put the little squares over there. Put all this paper to the side here. Okay, embellishment pack. I grabbed out of my drawer one of these spare little containers left over from a oh, that's going to be good for smooching. Left over from a retreat where we got lots of bits and pieces. So I'll take the ribbon off because I don't like ribbon with bendy bits in it, like with edges. And I'm just going to roll the tape off here. If you can't roll the tape off, just snip it, chuck that bit out, get the sticky off. Get rid of that sticky bit there. Rightio. Oh, don't don't need to do that. Let's roll a sticky off here because we're going to try and reuse this piece of packaging. It's a nice piece of craft, so it would be handy on a card or something like that, or even on a page. We're going to use this side. I'd be thinking. Okay, so we've got 3 embellishments here, little flary buttony things. Let's pop them there. Let's try and get the tape off this one. We managed to stick those 2 together. Let's get the tape off this one so it doesn't ruin something else. Actually, tape doesn't want to come off. So I'm just going to grab this plastic. Let's just take a piece of this plastic, stick it on the back of that so that doesn't ruin something else in my project bag. These little bags, and let's just tip these into the container. And then I keep these little bags. They're very handy for putting sequins in or all sorts of things. Put all sorts of those. Oh yep, lots of crumbs. Everyone loves the crummy stuff. Marie's saying she's attacked this one already and made a double page layout. You'll have to share that, Marie. I think I might have saw it online the other day. So we've got some tape on here, but we'll just put that aside. Let's stick it behind there and put our smoochy plastic over there. And then we'll just put our ribbon over here. And then this is our pair of pages that I said I would make a double with. So little guys in there. So what I'll do is I will actually measure this so I get them exactly the same or close to. Barcodes, you never know. Might just be short a tiny piece of paper. Make sure it's straight here. Trim. I don't know if that was straight. Okay, so I've got the double. Let's band-aid it together with a few bits of tape. Yes, we have 6mm tape in the shop. My 12mm tape has seemed to go walkies. I think someone needed it for a school project or something crafty. So I line up my layout. I'm a bit pedantic about lining it up just right. Chuck a couple of tape band-aids over. Turn it over. So now we're going to use this stencil. Use any stencil, but this is, you know, because we're attacking this pack. Take the stencil out. There we go. We've got another piece of craft for a card. Stencil and work plastic. We're going to work on this piece of plastic. So we're going to take some alcohol ink, and maybe we'll use this color, and some paste. So you've got lots of options with paste, but they all turn out basically the same. So we're talking like a light molding paste, a fiber paste, so light molding paste. You can see it's like a whippy light paste. If it's called light molding paste, it's going to have a lighter effect. You may have, I know some of you have fiber paste. It's fairly similar. You might have Joe Sonia paste. This is Golden's light molding paste. You can see it's like a whippy consistency. That's what I'm going to use because that's the one I've got open and it's in use already. You may have embossing paste, which is out of stock everywhere, but a lot of you have that. If you have a paste and it has a like plasticky bit in there, or it has a plastic across here, just peel it back. Don't completely remove it, because you don't want to end up with this problem. The issue is they've got to seal nice and you've got to put the lid on straight away. because they go hard. And when you get scroungy bits in the tub, they're probably going to go hard because there's lots and lots of air in them. If you leave them sitting for like a year or 2 years, it's going to go hard. The less there is in it, the more likely that's going to happen. So chuck that one in the bin. A lot of pastes, you can clean the tub out before it goes hard and reuse the tub. You could make custom stuff in it. You could store crumbs in it, you know, anything like that. So we're going to make a blue paste to coordinate with the blue in this collection, this bluey colour in the collection, and we're going to use paste and alcohol ink. So let's do it on here. You have to be sort of organised because you don't want to be having your paste tub open unnecessarily. You don't want to leave the paste on your stencil. You want to get rid of the paste on the stencil as soon as possible because it will dry and you might seem to get it off, but it'll be just on the inside edge of the design, and what will happen is it will change the way the design looks, which is fine sometimes, but you really don't you don't want to wreck your stencils because they're a forever tool. I don't necessarily clean, mist and spray off mine and ink all the time, but paste and acrylic paint, yeah, that stuff's got to be coming off. So start with just 2 drops. Let's just start with that. And yep, there goes probably Quentin trying to ring. Quentin's at the shop right now. Anyone need anything at the shop, ring the shop. I don't know how many home deliveries he's got to do today. He did lots and lots of home deliveries yesterday. So let's just mix it up, and you could stop at that point and have it so it was not a perfect mix. Don't just pile heaps and heaps of colour into it. You don't want to split your paste down too much, like make it watery. So let's have a look at that. I don't mind it being a little bit different. So today's the last day my children are at school, and we don't want to be using up teachers' time when, you know, there's plenty of people like nurses and doctors and that. My kids go to school with nurses and doctors' children and teachers' children and managers at grocery stores and people that work at grocery stores. So my kids are going to come home and my kids are going to learn how to colour icing because we're making cupcakes, and they're all learning a great forever skill, which is how to pipe icing. They're going to make cupcakes and decorate them, and even my 5-year-old is going to learn how to pipe icing. So all I'm doing is just scraping it on, and I'm being very careful. I don't have lots on here. Just do little, so I know that, you know, I'm going to have product go through the middle. So I want to have a bit of paste here and there, and I try not to have too many lines. If you have like a big dollop of paste and you're scraping it along, it will go underneath the stencil and it will come out grungy. As soon as you get paste on this side of your stencil, you need to stop, clean it, and then you know, go back and start again, because you don't want to have grungy smushy bits, unless you do. Like, but once you've got it in one spot, you've got to have grungy smushy bits everywhere. Really? Okay, let's move this up here. So I'm just going to put some bits of this on it. Naomi-Jon likes grungy smushy bits on her.
One over there about me?
Yeah. Oh, you should go. You should go and get your piece of art.
Which one?
Your big one you're working on that's got stenciling.
Oh, yep.
So Naomi-Jon is going to do a couple of lives where she does a bit of mixed media for you. Shows you how she interprets crafty products in a very free-form, artistic way. So she uses a lot of acrylic paint. She uses blending brushes for different purposes. She uses alcohol inks the way it shouldn't be used.
I don't read instructions.
She doesn't necessarily
I learned from my father.
Here she is. So this is one of her latest art pieces, and when I got home yesterday from being at the shop in the morning, she's showing me this piece she's been making, and I'm like, so you didn't do that in your bedroom, did you? And she goes, no. And I go in there and it says black paint on Noah's desk under his loft bed. So this is a piece of packaging here. This is a piece of plastic stencil packaging, probably. Yep, that is Celebr8 stencil packaging, like what we're using for our to mix our paste on. So there's other plastic packaging here, and she's used a stencil, and there's a stamp. So this is a stamp with paint on it, and then I think these are big letter stickers she's used. So yeah, and you can see little bits of paper and plastic and all sorts of things in here. Look, that's the label off the back of something in there. So, and there's spray in here as well. So this tealy green colours are mist that she used on a stamp. So yeah, she'll show you how to do some of that sort of stuff too. Okay, let's just keep going with a bit more of this. Now I've done what I told you not to do by letting it sort of dry on the stencil for a bit, but it's okay. This is why I have a helper. She's going to go and wash the stencil for me.
I am I?
Oh yes, she is. See, she just agreed to it.
No, I don't think I did, but okay. I agreed when I was born.
Okay, and let's put a little tiny bit over here. Not too much. We don't want to hide our embellishment-y corner bit. And then let's just put a tiny bit here. How's that? I think it might need something here. And some of these will get covered up, but you've just got to have enough on there so that if you move things around, you don't have to come back later and make paste. A little bit there. I think I'll have something. By the time I put a main photo here, and I might have a bit sneaking out here. Okay, so there we go. Okay, so we used this one here. So you could then get a little bit of that on here on the mat, and then I'm going to get a little bit of blending solution to spread it. Then a paintbrush. I'm just going to do some fine little spotty bits. If you get this on your clothes, it's there. It's like acrylic paint. It's there for all time. Oh, nearly out. Let's make it just a touch more. I'm only using like a drop, and I'm only using like a drop of this, so it's fairly economical, or 2 drops of this. And then let's just put a bit of interest on our layout, bring that colour in somewhere else. Don't do this with your mouth open. You really don't want this in your mouth. It's not the alcohol you drink. Okay, and I'll just wash that out with a bit of shampoo or hand soap, if there's any hand soap left. So you can see that because I left this a little bit, it's, you know, it's a bit mattish, but you can see Naomi-Jon's sort of cleaned it out really well. But you know, there's a couple of little spots where I just need to give it a bit of a rub up, and just to get it off. If you give it a bit of a, if you don't have too much, you can just rub most of it off. That those little bits that get stuck on those inner edges, they just rub off, because essentially an acrylic product like paste or acrylic paint, they will peel off a plastic surface. They're meant to peel off a plastic surface because they're an acrylic. An acrylic is plastic. Okay, so there we go. I've done that bit. So we've coloured paste, we've used it for flicking, we've done the thing you're probably meant to do with it. So this would look really nice. You could cut this down, put it in a frame. You could cut a word with your die cut machine out of like black glitter card, or even white glitter card, or just white card, and put it on there, chuck it in a frame and give it to a friend, and they would just think you're the most creative person on earth. So, and you can see here I have used a brown with pink and blue, and it hasn't made mud because I've spread it out. Where it looked like it was going to make mud, like here and here, I've added a little bit more of the blending solution just to spread it out, and I've only used droplets. I haven't gone pour, pour, pour. You don't need stuff pouring off for it to work. And my hands are moving too fast again, aren't they? So there we go. I have got a double page started. I've worked out what I'm going to fussy cut. I have got packaging to make some cards. I've got a piece of plastic to do my smushing on my other backgrounds, and I've used alcohol inks and paste. I've used the stencil, and I will come back tomorrow for Super Saturday, and I will share with you where I'm up to, either in pictures or whatever. And you know, if you're creating along tomorrow, you can do a little live. You've just, you know, when you've got the choices to do a post, you could do a little live, and you could do a bit of show and tell with what you've been making and how you've been making it, or if you discovered something that didn't work, like the foil with the Couture alcohol inks, because they work so beautifully, you don't need foil to cover up the nasty sticky mistakes that you get with the Ranger stuff. Yeah, so if you need help with that, just give us a yell, and if you need shopping dropped off or shopping to pick up, just let us know. And last night's trivia was the most fun thing ever. I had a great time. Amelia had a great time. Obviously, I was sitting at the dining table on helping small child eat their dinner duty. She takes about an hour to eat a dinner. And yeah, we had fun, and we'll keep it going. So thank you very much, and have a great day.